the most unnecessary, worthless, steaming pile of human excrements known as Redemption, covered up and disguised as an AEW Rampage. The most diabolical, complete waste of my life. And most importantly, out of every human word I could use in the English language, boring! Redemption was boring! $7 p.m. start time, and we didn't go off the air till almost midnight. We're going to the beer garden tonight. I'll see you guys over there, because I'm gonna need one. And when I get there on this Monday morning, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Isn't about excuses. WWE has failed creatively. AEW has failed fundamentally. So why did Triple H lose the plot? Why did Tony Khan abandon everything that made AEW special? Because nobody is committed to the one thing that actually matters: long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Refund Redemption 2026 Post Show. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the RTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on this as I check my iPhone Monday morning, wherever you may be, joined by the one and only, the man in Chicago. He owns the joint. Jesse, the Chi-Town Smart. What's going on, man?
What up, though, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Hey, man. First and foremost, man, I need to thank you for the kind words for my twins, man. I had them watch.
There you go.
And I even appreciate you managed to keep it PG.
Listen, man. A little round of applause for that one. There you go. Man, I try very hard, man. I try very hard.
Until the part where you played the holy shit button. But it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, listen, man, that's a lot less offensive than most of the stuff I usually say.
Yeah, it's fine. I watched it ahead of time, so I knew when to hurry up and cut it off before.
Listen, man, I know you know me better than a lot of people, man. So I knew you knew when to cut it off. Was it a good day though?
It was, man. We made it all about them. We went and got a Nintendo Switch 2 for them, man.
Ooh, okay.
Could not afford 2 at one time, but maybe Santa will come along in a few months and we'll get the second one.
I think they're remaking Ocarina of Time, I believe, for Nintendo Switch. You're just in time.
Never heard of that game.
The Legend of Zelda?
Oh, okay. Well, say that. I know that game. The name of the game.
Guy doesn't know one of the greatest video games ever made, man. Ocarina of Time. Come on, bro.
And I played Star Fox on there, though.
That's coming out, too.
That's already out.
Oh, the new one is already out.
Yeah.
Oh, I never played Star Fox. I wasn't a big fan.
Oh, I love Star Fox back in the day, man. I was a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, man. I'm glad you had a good day, though. I was wondering what was going on. When Jesse asked me he wasn't going to be part of the show, I'm like, absolutely. I mean, clearly he didn't miss anything, so it's like,
yeah. Bro, I didn't watch Dynamite until about 15 minutes before Redemption.
Ooh, that's a terrible night for you. Oh my God.
So I watched Dynamite and then Redemption and then did a live stream during Redemption and then I'm gonna cover it here too. So
listen, man, people call me a glutton for punishment for watching SmackDown every week. That's like absolute just torture right there.
I don't know how you watch SmackDown.
Listen. I get a lot out of ranting and venting normally that I can't do during the week on Friday night. So it's a good therapy session. I just try to take the positives with the negatives. I don't know, man. You know, this show we're going to talk about, and we're going to extend Jesse's long evening here as we talk about this absolutely worthless, completely unnecessary AEW Rampage disguised as a pay-per-view quick cash grab here by Tony Khan, who also lied to the wrestling media, which nobody will pick up on. And I'm gonna fucking flame him here in the best way that I can. We'll try to keep it PG. This man says he moved the pay-per-view up by an hour because he wanted to experiment with it. You mean after 7 years, being that Jesse and I complained about this for 7 years, more times recently, though, in the last, I would say, 3 or 4 years. I don't remember this being a problem because the show was actually good back then. But move the show up to 7 p.m. and then sneaks in another 2 matches on top of the, I'm looking at this eight match card for tonight. I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. It's only 8 matches. And then he sneaks in 2 extra matches, making the total, Jesse, to 10. And then the show starts at 7 and goes off the air just at the same time at 8 p.m. Eastern start time would. I'm like, what the fuck? So he experimented with what? More matches? He experimented with what? Fucking with the media and actually getting the media to believe that everything out of his mouth is a fucking lie? Holy shit.
I don't know why he really loves going so late on his pay-per-views. I won't even hold him to the length. Like, I wouldn't have my shows that damn long. But if you know they're gonna be that long, then why don't you just shift everything earlier? Just start at fucking 5 o'clock. Just shift it all earlier. So on Sunday nights, you don't have people who have to get up for work and school the next day up so late. That's the part I don't get it. If it was a Saturday night, maybe you might have an argument. Oh, it's Saturday night, people are up late. Or this is a Sunday night. People have lives to attend to on Monday morning, man.
Bro, we got Hikaru Shida versus Maya World. I can't even envision. First of all, the match was terrible. Secondly, this is a Collision main event. What is it doing on pay-per-view? Secondly, did we really need that tag team match with the dogs where the whole fucking audience of a whopping 6,000 people in a 21,000 seat arena went dead silent for about 99% of it? Did we really need that on the show?
No.
Why didn't we keep this at 8 matches? And why did you lie? Like, everybody's like, you don't like great pro wrestling with your pay-per-view? No, I like actually a pay-per-view that's going to go off the air as intended at 11 o'clock after pushing it up an hour, leaving 4 hours to do whatever you want. We went near almost midnight there, TK. Midnight. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think you even wanted the show to end, to be quite honest with you. I got that off my chest. Again, lie. Don't believe him. And this show was completely unnecessary. This was a quick cash grab, as if I ever seen one in pro wrestling. This did nothing for All In. It did nothing for All In outside of the last maybe 5 minutes of the show. So now that I got that off my chest, I wanted to. I'm arguing with people online. Why are you complaining and nitpicking? What are you talking about, nitpicking? There's been a problem with them for fucking the last 4 years. Nobody wants to complain about it. But now that I got that off the chest, I'm going to give my my colleague here the ball and let him explain to you what he thought of this show tonight, Jesse.
As unnecessary. It was a Sunday night's main event times 3. You know, it was completely unnecessary, man.
Sunday night's main event, man. You're really being generous there.
Yeah, I mean, bro. I mean, I don't know if they have some kind of obligation with somebody somewhere that they have to put on a certain number of pay-per-views, or they're just doing it for extra money. I don't know what the internal monetary process is like there, but I will say this. I liked the company far better when the pay-per-views were much more spread out. You know, when it was just 4, it was so much easier to consume. I understand maybe that's not enough. I feel like 6 is the sweet spot. I feel like every other month is all we need for a pay-per-view, especially since we have the full $50 model still. Every other month is fine. It's good for storyline progression. It's good for everything. Now, I understand I'm sure it's for monetary reasons. They have to do more. But whatever number they're at, it feels like it's way too much. It feels like they're at 13. You know, I mean, it feels like there's so many pay-per-views. They don't need to be that many. I'm sure 4 is not enough, but 12 is too many.
Do you remember? I think you do. Do you remember when I was sitting here right alongside you and I said, I like the fact that they may be going to a pay-per-view a month, because Tony Khan usually, if he has 8 weeks in between pay-per-view cycles, he doesn't really start building the pay-per-views up until maybe that 4th week, up until the 8th week. So, for example, if Revolution happened and then the next pay-per-view ain't till Double or Nothing, he doesn't really start building the shows and putting together matches until maybe 4 weeks before the actual pay-per-view that's coming up next, which led to most of the Dynamites in that beginning cycle to be worthless, because he just booked them with random matches that had no meaning and he didn't progress any story, and he took kind of a free liberty to say, you know, I'm just going to do what I want. We don't have any pay-per-view build here, so I'm going to save that for the last 4 weeks of the pay-per-view cycle. I thought things were good. Yeah, go ahead.
Looking back, I would love that.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, looking back at it now, yes, we would love that, because we thought that with the shorter pay-per-view cycles, meaning 1 per month, that he'd be a little bit more on top of things. He'd be a little bit more concise, and he'd be a little bit more strategic with what he does. Stories would actually have time to play out instead of just not giving us stories and then just letting them sit only to go back to them or just not do them at all.
Yeah.
It is absolutely mind-boggling to me how they fucked up both instances. And now with 4 weeks or 5 weeks, 6 weeks at most in between pay-per-view cycles, they still manage to get it wrong. And like Jesse said, honestly, I'm guilty, because I said this is going to be better for them. Clearly it's not, because you got a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing. And I agree 100% with Jesse. 6 pay-per-views going back to the NXT TakeOver model is probably a sweet spot for this company, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's perfect. You know, it in hindsight, again, it is in hindsight, but in hindsight, it gives them time to find something to do with a lot of these people that can't get TV time. They're stuck on ROH. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you got a few weeks between shows, you can rotate talent onto TV a little bit more. We can get a Nick Wayne on TV. We can get an Athena on TV, as opposed to the Hurt Syndicate being buried somewhere in Collision or on ROH or whatever the hell it is they're doing right now. you get time to put everybody on TV that you want to put on TV. And it's not necessarily something where you have to hurry up and build towards a pay-per-view. You got plenty of time for that, you know, but now it's just too much. Not only that, AEW pay-per-views is becoming part of my yearly budget at this point, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so expensive to keep up with this shit.
I didn't buy this pay-per-view tonight. I don't know how you went. I don't know how you went about watching it or consuming. I didn't buy this fucking show tonight.
Paying for it. I had a live stream to do.
I went through other variables to get my fucking AEW. I wasn't giving them my money. I'll willingly admit that. It's not worth the fucking money. It's not. It's not. Especially with the way that he lied and the way that he went about booking this shit literally a week out. Half the fucking show, more than half the show was booked legitimately on Dynamite the last week. Like, how could you look at that and say, yeah, man, this is going to be a great show? Every match on this show had absolutely no story coming into it. You had a 10-match card with one match out of 10 having a legitimate story, and the only story that came out of that match was between two guys who are in the same faction. It had even done nothing to do with the fucking match that they had. And I'm talking about the Ospreay, Moxley, Young Bucks match. That's it. And Moxley and Osprey have a story, and Kenny Omega have a story. Obviously, going into All In, that's the only thing on this show that had any sort of story whatsoever. So this show was top to bottom, absolutely just a fucking short to sit through. 4 hours and 53 minutes. I'm not even going to shortchange it. 4 hours and 53 minutes, chat, for a Redemption show. They went just as long as they did on Forbidden Door Sunday. And Jesse, I don't even remember. You weren't even here for that, were you?
Fuck no, man.
I had to do that shit by myself, man. He left me out to dry on fucking Forbidden Door.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
So,
my wife wanted me to hang out with her tonight after my stream. She's not happy that I'm here, but I wasn't about to miss this one too. So I'm here. She's out there pouting.
no, don't worry. We'll get you out of here in a relatively quick fashion, and we'll let you go right before the super chats because there's no reason to stay. We'll get into this, Jesse. What did you, out of everything? Clearly, we both did not like the show. Most of the people did not like this show. Those that consumed it. What was your biggest takeaway? What do you want to start with? Because I'm going to try and do things a little differently. I'm not going to go over match by match, move by move sequences here because there's legitimately zero interest in that, and nobody gives a shit about that. So, what was the biggest takeaway as far as what you saw tonight over this 4 hour plus show?
Well, so out of everything we got, the only thing worth consuming and taking into the next show is in the main event when we get Kenny versus Kevin Knight. I want to start off with Kevin Knight is a very promising young talent. Very, very good in the ring.
He is excellent in the ring. This has nothing to do about Kevin Knight, the wrestler.
Yes, fantastic. He seems like a very nice guy. He needs some help on the microphone, but that's the purpose of putting him in a heel faction. He'll get better, through that avenue. Nothing to do with him. Okay, but it feels like, without knowing any inside ball, it feels like this show was built to be MJF versus Kenny Omega in Canada for the AEW World Title. Winner faces Will Ospreay in London.
Shocking.
I mean, it just makes sense.
Oh my God.
Kenny Omega either wins the title in Canada or loses his title opportunity in Canada, furthering making MJF even a bigger heel because he gets the shit on the country as he beats their hometown hero, whatever the case may be. But that is the match we should have gotten. It's not what we gotten. Why? I don't know. But it is what it is at this point. So our replacement, we get Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega. This is a main event that absolutely nobody on the planet thought for a half of a second that Kevin Knight was going to win. So when you couple in, we don't know why this match is happening exactly versus what the match we should have gotten. And then you couple in the fact of it is the most predictable match of 2026. It kind of makes it very hard to consume and enjoy. That being said, bell to bell, Kevin Knight, Kenny Omega did their fucking thing. Well, what else will we expect from these fucking guys? What else will we expect from these two guys? Kenny Omega is literally wrestling royalty in the ring. That will always be, no matter what you fucking think about him, like him or not, Kenny Omega will go down in history as one of the greatest wrestlers to ever fucking live. Okay? Kevin Knight, young stud, a lot to offer, learning from guys like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and everybody that he's only going to get better. This is just not his time. And this was not his match. This was not his spot. No one knows why it's happening. No one expects him to win. It's kind of hard to enjoy. Well, like, oh, it's a great wrestling match, but I'm paying $50 for this. It's not enough to just be great graps. I'm paying a lot of money for a fantastic story to unfold, and that's not what we were given. So this is what it is. Now, the story that unfolded, what we get? We get Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay off to the races at this point with the fallout for after the match. All right. We're off to the races. We're starting our build for All In. Should be great, but it does not justify this show or this main event, and it's kind of disappointing in that regard.
We'll get to the closing segments of the match. I want to have some fun with Jesse here because I know he doesn't really look at the online news as often as I do. So I think this one might have kind of snuck underneath, and he didn't see this one. He wants to know the reason why Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega actually was booked for this show in the main event. And he's 100% correct. This was not worth $50, and nobody is going to be purchasing this show based off this main event for $50. It's actually a joke. So MJF apparently was the driving force, the driving creative force behind Kenny Omega and Kevin Knight. This is according to Fightful Select behind their paywall. Sean Ross Sapp puts Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega set as the AEW Redemption main event, and it's thanks to MJF. We're told MJF is a creative driving force behind the idea of Kevin Knight taking on Kenny Omega for the World Championship at Redemption. He long wanted whoever the TNT champion was to challenge Kenny Omega after beating him for the title. Now, we're told that didn't specifically have to be Kevin Knight, but that MJF was in favor of such, as well as Knight joining the Don Callis family. MJF is denied. He pushed for Kevin Knight in the Don Callis family in a follow-up. So, Jesse, according to this report that was given to Fightful Select, MJF was the creative driving force for not only Kevin Knight, but the TNT champion to wrestle Kenny Omega in the main event of Redemption. Your thoughts on that?
So, my question, if that's true, would be
maybe the same question I asked on Wednesday.
Yeah, like simply, why?
Oh my God! Yes.
Why would he have this goal of pushing the TNT champion?
Oh my God!
It just doesn't compute. Whether or not it's true or false or not, I don't know. But I'm just gonna give it face value here. Why,
bro? You know what my question is? Who's booking the fucking show? Is it Tony Khan or is MJF the head of creative now? What the fuck? And what type of article is that? What type of news story is that?
So again, every time we try to find out who's booking the show exactly, we're never given a straight answer. But we know, because the only answer we're given is it's Tony Khan. But we know that there is a creative team. But for some reason, it seems like no one wants to actually divulge what the actual creative team involves. Is it just Tony Khan going in the office and then coming out and passing out scripts? Or is it Tony Khan? Is it Will Washington? Is it Bryan Danielson? Is it Chris Jericho? Is it MJF? Is it who? Is it Sanjay Dutt? I mean, who? What is the team? This should
be their fucking slogan from now on. Why?
Why? Why in the fuck would you want to
Oh my God!
I'm trying to why would you want to do that? I mean, can someone explain that to me?
Why is he booking matches?
How do we get to the point? How do we get to that point where MJF said, I should drop the title and we should have someone else face Ken? Wait a minute. Why are you taking yourself out of the equation? That's where I want to begin.
So he took himself out of the All In main event to put Kevin Knight in his spot at Redemption, which they made for Kenny Omega and MJF specifically, and said, you know what, I'm going to pass on that, TK. We'll just take the belt off me, put it on Kenny Omega. What? Why?
Why?
Why? Does anybody have a logical answer for this question?
It's still, look, if Sap is reporting it, I'm not gonna lie, I have faith in it. You know, I think it's trustworthy. It doesn't make it 100% true, but I mean, I have faith that he checks his sources, whatnot. So I'll give it a little bit of salt there, more than 2 grains, I guess. But my question today would be why? I mean, why exactly would he want to actively take himself out, the top star, and put someone else in, an extremely unestablished guy? I mean, why would, for what reason? That's the part that is not computing here.
To push Kevin Knight as like a star of the future. MJF all of a sudden stepped aside as the world champion going into the biggest show of the year to give Kevin Knight some rub on a pay-per-view that nobody's going to fucking remember after this night is over. I don't understand that.
And while we're doing this show at this stadium, not selling enough tickets, probably not getting enough buys, and you chose to sit yourself out to put Kevin Knight in, financially, I have to ask, why? Why would you take yourself out to put in someone who is not going to draw as much? Like, what is the?
I don't know. Did MJF? Was MJF, tasked with dropping the championship? Did Tony go to MJF, says, Max, I need you to drop the title to Kenny because Will wants Kenny in the main event of Wembley? Did he in some sort of trade-off get some sort of creative power that we don't know of? Is he executive of the company in some way? It makes you think, like, why did he do this and why did he come to this decision? I don't really understand that. He just won the title back 6 weeks ago.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's like Tom Brady going to Belichick and saying, "Hey, coach, I got an idea. Now hear me out. All right. What we're gonna do for this upcoming game is I'm gonna sit on the bench. All right, and we're gonna put the backup quarterback in. All right, hear me out. We're gonna put the backup quarterback in against our division rival in a game that we need to make the playoffs, just to shake things up a little bit. What do you think about that? Get the backup quarterback in there. QB2. Get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I just really don't. Either, listen, MJF is a smart man. He really is. There's got to be a motive behind it in some way. But, I would absolutely, if I had his ear face to face, I'd tell him that decision sucks. There should be nobody in that main event but him tonight and at Wembley. And there's got to be a logical reason for it. There's just got to be a logical reason for it. Right now, we don't know what that is, but that was in the news. As far as the ending of the show, Kenny Omega, obviously, like Jesse said, very predictable, not worth $50, beat Kevin Knight in the main event. It was a solid match. Nothing that we haven't seen before from Kevin Knight. He's done this against Osprey. He's done this against MJF himself, so we know how good he is. This wasn't really a showcase match like everybody thinks it was. But at the end of the match, we had the Death Riders come in and attack Kenny Omega. And Will Ospreay came out there because they had a chair wrapped around Kenny Omega's neck, and they were going to stomp him and basically injure him. Now, Moxley said earlier in the show that he's going to take things into his own hands, and he's going to, I guess, control the narrative, because Will Ospreay had a couple of moments in that tag team match with the Young Bucks to really end it and drive the hammer home, and he didn't do it. He waffled. All the teachings from Moxley did not register with Will Ospreay tonight. So in the main event, Ospreay came out to save Kenny Omega from being slaughtered with his steel chair. Ospreay takes the chair off Omega's neck. He then threatens all the Death Riders with his steel chair. Moxley gets into the ring. He safely takes the chair away from Will Ospreay, tries to calm him down, tries to talk to him. So Moxley takes the chair, throws it away. He's trying to lobby with Will Ospreay, Jesse, and then he pulls out a plastic bag. Now, we've seen the suffocation angle. He's done it with Darby. He's done it with Bryan Danielson. Now he wants Will Ospreay to suffocate Kenny Omega with the plastic bag to show his allegiance, to show how much he's really learned being in the Death Riders. So Ospreay takes the plastic bag, rips it apart, and then he elbows and attacks Jon Moxley and basically drives off the Death Riders. So Kenny Omega comes to, and he sees all this, and he sees the plastic bag. He shakes the hand of Will Ospreay. They shake hands. We're about to go off the air. Buddy, bruv. And all of a sudden, Kenny Omega delivers a one-winged angel to Will Ospreay, and that ends the show. And apparently he's now, I guess, kind of donning the role of a heel. The Young Bucks came out to stand with Kenny Omega, and they leave Ospreay laying at the end of the show, just as they three stand there, and the show goes off the air. So that's the whole scene. So that's what I laid out for you.
All of that.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. I'm asking myself why. Yeah, you know. So I'll let you go. I'll let you go. What'd you think of it?
The segment itself, I loved it. I loved all of that. I thought it was a fantastic story being told, but again, I'm trying to keep it a buck. That could have been a go home segment on Dynamite.
Yeah,
everything we got after the match, all of that shit could have been that'd have been a great way to close out Dynamite. Now I gotta tune in on next week to see what else is gonna happen with this. You know what I'm saying? The way that they pulled it off, the way that they told that story, very, very, very good. I'm just, we're just caught up in it being on this pay-per-view and the main event that we got, and then the unnecessary matches and it all being a complete clusterfuck at the end of the day. Let's be clear. This was the worst AEW pay-per-view of 2026, hands down. And from a company that we are accustomed to getting great pay-per-views. We knew the build coming in was not good, but we, kind of said, well, they normally put on, great shows. Let's see what we get. Well, this time it was a stinker. And this time it was not good. But the go home segment, I'll give whoever wrote that, the go home segment was fire. You know what I'm saying? That was really good. It made a lot of sense. It told a lot of stories, and it's something you can build upon. And it sent Kenny and Will off to the races with their feud going into All In. That part I enjoyed. I think that was the only part of the entire pay-per-view that I actually enjoyed, to be honest.
Well, yeah, that and Ciampa beating up the stuffed animal in his match for Jericho. That was
good. Epic
shit. We'll talk about that. Yeah, I mean, this pay-per-view, now... The AEW sickos are not going to realize this, but I harp on this every single week. If this show had something, if this show had story, then it wouldn't be as bad as we're making it out to be. Now you realize through 10 matches in 4 hours and 53 minutes how important and how imperative story is to your pro wrestling. We are more than happy to see a great match, but when you see 10 matches back to back that hardly have any fucking story coming in and coming out, bro, it is just mind-numbing to sit through that long of a show and then not really have anything to sink your teeth into. It is imperative that they tell story, and this pay-per-view should open up a lot of people's eyes to how important story is to professional wrestling. Now, as far as the ending angle, I have questions. Is Kenny going into Wembley knowing that he's going to be fighting from behind because Osprey's going to be the hometown guy? Is he going to don the role as a heel? That's my first question, number one. Are we going to see that cleaner Kenny Omega back for this match with Osprey? That's number one. Number two, did Kenny Omega realize that Osprey tried to save him from being suffocated? Or did Kenny see the plastic bag and think that Osprey was going to suffocate him? So if that's the case, I also have to ask, why would he think Osprey would do something like that if they're such good friends? You don't really know your friend all that well. That's Jon Moxley's MO. That's not Will Ospreay's MO. So why would he think that Will Ospreay was about to suffocate him with a plastic bag? That's number one. That's number two. Number three, did he attack Will Ospreay at the end of the show? Because I know we don't watch Collision, but I saw the highlights. Did he attack Osprey because Osprey came out on Saturday and basically delivered a hidden blade to both Bucks on Saturday Night Collision in a post-match attack that he and Moxley had? So was he getting revenge for Will Ospreay attacking the Young Bucks unprovoked on Saturday Night Collision? But why would that matter? Why would you run with that excuse? Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley just 2 weeks ago were standing side by side as if they were the biggest baby faces in the company. I can't use that excuse, Jesse, when the Death Riders go back and forth more times than we change underwear, going from heel to babyface. How do we follow the story?
I don't know. You might be reading too far into that one. I just gathered that he, and I don't think this is a heel turn by any stretch of the imagination by Kenny Omega. He was pissed because look how long it took Will Ospreay to decide to not smother him. He sat there and thought about that shit for way too long, man. And like, hold on, motherfucker. He sat there and contemplated and thought about it. And we all sitting around thinking he might do it. That's how long he took. It took you way too long to decide to not smother me. Fuck you. I would have hit him with a fucking one winged angel too. I think he deserved it. I think it was justified. I think we're off to the races with the tit for tat and the back and forth between those two. All you had to do was throw that damn plastic bag down and say, "Get out my face. I'm not doing this." Will sat there and was like,
He's like that gif with the mathematical calculations from fucking what's that movie?
You motherfucker. Yeah, you deserve this one winged angel, you whole bag. What the fuck you thinking about? No, I'm gonna drop you, and now I don't trust you from here to All In. I think it was very justified by Kenny Omega, 100%, man.
Listen, it's got at least it's a story. And I said on social media, at least it kills the brother, I love you, bruv type of narrative, which is thank God what they're moving on from. And it also shows you that Ospreay doesn't want to be controlled by the Death Riders anymore. They wanted him to go and push a little bit too far. And you see where Ospreay and Moxley will land after Wembley. And I talked about this on Wednesday. Jesse wasn't here. You see where Ospreay's first opponent for the AEW World Championship will be going into post Wembley.
Yep.
So that's what happened there. Again, the only thing that resembled a story on this show was that. But I agree. I would have waited to do that on Collision, or not Collision. Nobody watches Collision. Dynamite. Yeah. I would have waited to do it on Dynamite. The match itself was fine with Kenny Omega and Kevin Knight. Again, everyone's going to create a narrative like this was a star-making performance and he's off to the running about being the future of AEW. Bro, we've seen this from Kevin Knight. What did he do in this match that he didn't do against Will Ospreay and MJF? What?
No, we are well aware of what he's capable of. He's a great fucking guy in the ring. We get that.
It has nothing to do with his in-ring ability. It has to do with him growing into a fucking character that's believable for the main event. That's what it needs.
Yes. And by the way, he said that it was MJF's idea to push Kevin Knight into the Don Callis family.
Well, that's what the original report said, and then MJF kind of said that. I guess the report said that MJF, he denied that he had anything to do with that.
He denied that. Yeah. I do not agree with that move. I like the Kevin Knight heel turn. That's a good idea. What I would have put him in the Hurt Syndicate. And the Hurt Syndicate should and needed to be on TV this entire time. I would have put him in the Hurt Syndicate, had him join as a low-level member, and let that shit develop over time in the same way that WWE booked The Rock and how he joined the Nation of Domination. I would have had Kevin Knight start off on the low end and then work his way up to trying to take over the crew and be the leader, where he eventually kicks out Bobby Lashley. And then he runs the Hurt Syndicate, and then we're off to a Bobby Lashley, Kevin Knight feud. I would have done it entirely. I would not have put him with the Don Callis.
100%. 100%. He don't even fit.
No.
He's not needed. I mean, they got 16, 17 other members, and Kevin Knight slots in at like a number 5 in the Don Callis family. So that was the main event. The other big thing that happened tonight was in the co-main event. We had Willow Nightingale and Thekla for the AEW Women's Championship. And this was the one match on the show that it honestly could have gone either way. It was one of the more unpredictable. It was the only unpredictable match on tonight's show. I was hoping that they wouldn't go with the decision that they made tonight, but I think a lot of people were making a talking point about Willow and Mercedes being the women's match for the title at Wembley Stadium. I disagree. I think Thekla earned that spot. I think Thekla deserved that spot.
Yep.
I'll give Jesse the ball here. I absolutely hated the outcome, and I hated the way that they made it so unceremonious for Thekla, Jesse. It's almost like it was here and then gone, just like that. And Willow is the new champion going into Wembley Stadium.
I agree. I think that Thekla was on a streak. She was on a nice little hot streak, and she was heating up. She was well on her way to being the next Toni Storm in AEW, and I think they kind of cut her off at the knees to put the title on Willow to go and have this match with Mercedes. Personally, I think they did that to try to dodge having Thekla lose to Mercedes right now, and then they plan on doing this match later on. But at the end of the day, I think you're right. I think this was Tekla's moment. I mean, win or lose at All In, either way, I think she should have won. I think she should have beat Willow. I think she should have went to All In. I think she should have beaten Mercedes. Mercedes is a made star in AEW, and that's not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? But you have Thekla go on this epic run where she goes all the way to the top and beats Mercedes as champion. I think you have a new women's star in your locker room. Now, what do you have? You have a hot potato championship. You put it on Willow. I love Willow. I've loved Willow from the day that she's joined, and I have no problem with her being women's champion, but it's just not the right time right now. Let us finish what we're working on here with Thekla. Once we get done building that one up, and then, yeah, I have no problem swapping over and let's do a run with Willow. Willow's great. She's a huge baby face. Fans love her, man. I would have done it a little bit differently, though. Mercedes is always going to be Mercedes, man. They did not have to placate to her for every last little single thing. You know, I mean, go into the match, put Thekla over. Even if she puts Willow over, I mean, great. I mean, whatever. But Thekla was right there. It's like you're starting your next project before you finish the one you've already started. Finish what you have started with Thekla. She's on a generational fucking run for her. This is the run of her career. Finish that shit off. Get all the way to All In, beat Mercedes, and then you can start telling your next story from there. Involve Willow, involve Mercedes, and everything like that. I think you cut Thekla a little bit too short on her title.
You know what pisses me off about this? This is another one of those situations where we're both left asking why. And I don't understand why the AEW sicko fan base doesn't see it the way that we see it, because I like to bring some common sense, and I feel like Jesse and I watch enough AEW to really bring some solid and valid arguments to the table. The reason why I hated this is because they want to make mention on commentary that Willow is the first woman to win all 3 women's championships in the company. She's been TBS champion. She won the first ever inaugural women's tag team championships with Harley Cameron. And tonight was the first night that she won the AEW women's championship. Okay? Do you know how bad that looks when it came off as unceremonious as it did? They had no story coming into this. The only reason why they put Willow in this situation is because Willow supposedly was supposed to win the Owen. She was in the Owen as TBS champion. So when they came up with the brackets for the women's Owen, she was TBS champion. They didn't want her to win the Owen as TBS champion. So they came up and devised an idea and a plan to take her out of the tournament because they wanted her to be without the TBS championship. They put Mercedes in the tournament to go on and win the tournament, and then faked an injury. I 100% believe that she faked an injury. I don't even think she was injured. Took the belt took the belt off of her, devised a plan to get the belt off of her, had her sit out, and then redemption. So everybody ran with the redemption thing. Willow's going to get a redemption for having to vacate the TBS championship. Took the belt off of her, and then have her come back and win on the same night a gauntlet match that ended up being the worst women's gauntlet match, worst gauntlet match, period, in AEW history. Only 8 women. She wins that, develops no story with Thekla. You're a bitch. I'm a bitch. Everybody's a bitch. That was the one promo last week on Dynamite. And then we get this match, and she wins the title. So, Jesse, I know you are a major, major fan of Kris Statlander. Remember when Statlander won the title from Toni Storm, how unceremonious it was? No story, no build for her first major women's world championship, and they gave it to her, and it fell flat. It went nowhere, and there was no big moment. There was no big feeling, no story coming into it, nothing to drive it home that this was a momentous occasion for this woman. They did the same thing to Willow. They did the same thing to Willow that they did to Stat. And now she's going into Wembley and wrestling Mercedes. We'll talk about that in a second. But on Thekla, This woman has carried the division when Mercedes wanted to go on sabbatical, when Toni Storm wanted to go on sabbatical. This woman took her character, elevated her character, and at the same time made that championship important. She went over to Japan to sell the Forbidden Door show and give you the only sense of story on that entire show. Coming from where she came from to build that match with Starlight Kid. This woman deserved and earned the right to go into Wembley Stadium. And for reasons that I just mentioned, Jesse, she is not. I think Thekla got fucked over big, and I think this is a terrible fucking decision because the decision makers, and I'm sure Mercedes wanted Willow, this is what we get. And I think it all fucking sucks.
It does. It feels so unfair for Thekla. And if, you know, a little bit of long-term, I know we throw this phrase around, but a little bit of long-term storytelling, long-term booking can assist with this random hot shot idea changes. Quick, take the title off of this. Quick, fake an injury. You wouldn't have to worry about any of this if you planned so far out to position everyone where you needed them so that you didn't have to do stunts like, well, we want Willow to win, but we don't want her to do it as TBS. Okay, then maybe we should have thought about that when we initially put the title on her. All right? I mean, we should be thinking that far ahead. We should have already known we've got Willow for the Owen, so don't put this title on her. Let's have her do something else instead. Why are we not thinking ahead before we get to stuff like this, man?
I don't know. So the two people on your roster that did all of the work to carry this company on their back, their individual divisions on their back, MJF walking into Wembley without the Men's World Championship, and Thekla walking in to Wembley without the Women's World Championship. I mean, does that sound odd to anybody else? I know it does sound odd to us.
Sounds just like fly by the seat of your pants booking.
Fucking ridiculous. I don't understand it. And then on top of that, nobody gave a fuck about the match because the crowd was fucking dead at that point after watching 4 hours of pointless wrestling. So you give this woman a big ceremonious win, and then she puts the title in her backpack and doesn't even celebrate with the physical championship. It's not shown. It's in a fucking backpack. Like, what are we doing here? God. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
It's very frustrating to see because here's the thing. Chat, the ultimate goal here for a booker, for Tony Khan, the ultimate goal here is to make you care about his wrestlers. If you care about the wrestlers, then you want to buy merch, then you want to buy tickets, then you want to tune in because this is your favorite. You want to see what they're doing. You want your people, you want your fans to get invested into your people. Great, but now when you do somehow manage to accomplish this, it's kind of deflating to then watch your favorite wrestlers get treated like shit. He wanted me to get invested in Kris Statlander. I did. And then what did he do? He turned her heel and then turned her back to babyface. No explanation. Put the title on her, took her off of her. And now she's just somewhere hanging out. Well, I don't know what the hell she's doing, but you want me to be invested in her. You want me to be invested in her when you're not doing anything of interest with her anymore. Okay, fine. Then I won't be invested in her anymore. Whatever. I don't care. Now I'm invested in Thekla. Now I care about what she's doing. Well, now look what you just did to Thekla. So now I'm not invested. I mean, you want us to get invested in your people, but then you don't treat them well. So now we're in and out, and then we just stop caring. That's the end result. We watch this shit because we cover it. We watch it. We do this for a living. But the average fan is just going to stop fucking caring and stop watching.
Yeah, that's true. This show didn't include Hangman. There's no Hangman on months of television. He's been gone. No Swerve. I don't know where the fuck Swerve is. No MJF. I mean, you got no Samoa Joe. He's out filming Twisted Metal. 4 major men's stars on this company, on this roster, not on this show, not factoring into storylines coming out of the last pay-per-view. And you expect us to generate interest for what you're doing. How could you do that? And then on the women's side, you don't got Toni Storm, you don't got Mercedes. You know, outside Thekla, I have to ask everybody, with all these absences, these major stars that are clearly their bread and butter, has AEW done a good job of creating new stars that when all of these people go out again and all are missing at the same time, Is the company better off for it now than they were then? Is anybody else being propelled, Jesse? Is my question. Is AEW setting themselves up for their future to be right? I don't think so. Is anybody a must-see star here? All the must-see stars are out. Who's must-see on this roster?
No idea.
Nobody's talking about it.
You find somebody that you do care about, but then they're either buried or disappear. Who's must see? MJF. Where is he at right now?
He's gone.
To where? Doing what? Why is he not here?
Whatever. The rumor is he's injured. I don't believe he's injured, but go ahead. Where's Hangman?
Where's Hangman?
Where's Swerve been? Have you ever seen Swerve take a lesser role on AEW television in the last 2.5, 3 years? He's one of their biggest main event guys. Where's Tony Storm? Has the women's division flourished in the absence of Mercedes and Tony Storm? And you can't mention Thekla because she's great. Has the women's division been better off without Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné? Who's the new star in the women's division? Maya World?
All these questions. I mean, maybe it's time to stop having your top stars disappear from TV with zero explanation. Maybe you just need to be a little bit more upfront. This person is out with an injury. Okay. This person is pregnant. Okay. All right. This person is dealing with okay. But we should not be wondering where your top stars are. We should actually know. You know, are they coming back soon? I mean, I don't want to know exactly when they're coming back. If that's the surprise, that's great. But is he injured? What's the prognosis? 6 months? 1 year? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just helps if you form some kind of investment into this character, then they're gone. Should I care? Should I stop watching? Are they buried? Are they fired? Are they leaving? Are they, what's happening? We never know. And then we're never informed. And sometimes they just never come back. Where's Wardlow? He had a lot of fans. He never came back.
Where's Britt Baker?
Britt Baker.
Where's Camille?
There's just nothing is told to us. But then no, don't worry about them. Worry about these people we're showing you. Great. Until they disappear. I mean, come on.
And then on top of that, with the names I'm hearing coming in, we got the Motor City Machine Guns more than likely debuting in Detroit next week. Xavier and Kofi are coming in. I'm hearing Kaylee Ray's possibly coming in. Everyone's talking about Sheamus. There's always been talk of Dakota Kai. How many is Kairi Sane? How many more people are you going to bring in, and how many more people that exist there that are begging for TV time are you going to suppress?
Yep. Great
is it AEW or is it AEW WWE? Which is it?
He's gonna play with his newest shiniest toys, and then the old ones get put in the back burner.
Yeah, it's the same rinse and repeat cycle. They don't want to deliver stories to generate interest. Then they're going to bring in fucking people from the WWE to generate interest and create a pop in a moment that gets people talking, and then it dies. It's the same rinse and repeat cycle over and over again. I don't know what we're doing. At the end of the day, this show was a complete, and I mean complete waste of time. It wasn't worth $50, and this didn't do anything to get anybody excited about Wembley Stadium. Nothing. We're going to try and get through this show. We'll be as bare minimum with these matches as possible, and we'll have some good times tonight. Thank you guys very much for joining us here on the Redemption Post Show. Follow us on social media at JDFMNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go follow Jesse on X at ChyTownSmark and on YouTube. I saw that you had almost 300 people tonight live, didn't you?
Yeah, man. We had about 500.
Oh boy,
we had about 500 live, man.
Yeah, I tuned in. I think I tuned in just to see what you were doing during I think it was the fourth match on the show.
Which one was that? That was the dogs. You tuned in for the most boring.
Bro, I was looking for anything else to do but watch the fucking match.
Nothing else to do. I'm like, oh my god, and that match, man. I mean, I like that they're trying to push those guys, but at this point, it just feels like you're just shoving them down our throats. Nobody's really swallowed.
So Jesse had 500 people tonight, so continue to go support him over there. And anything else you got going on over there that you want to let people know?
I do. I have a appearance, I guess the appearance to do on the Flex Zone podcast this Tuesday. Is it this Tuesday? I think it's this Tuesday. We're gonna be talking some SummerSlam, some AEW, some football, hanging out with those guys I did once before. Pretty awesome guys, man. So tune in, the Flex Zone, the way it sounds, and make sure you subscribe, and you'll find me over there this Tuesday. And also, me and you have a venture coming up next month.
Yeah, we're not at liberty to discuss that yet, but you guys are going to be very excited about what we got going on.
Lots of fun.
There you go. More pro wrestling in my appetite. That's exactly what I need, right?
There we go. Yes.
So
I'm moving. I'm changing offices. I cannot wait.
Yeah. There's always a fun aspect that comes with that. The moving part sucks, but the setting up is kind of therapeutic, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah. You get to design your own studio-ish. You know, it's kind of fun, man.
We got August 7th coming up. I have to mention this. House of Glory invades the NYC Arena for High Intensity. That's coming up in just a couple of weeks. I will be on the call with the Solid Monster, and we will be streaming live on YouTube, so it's accessible to everybody. So I want to see everybody's community, from the Sound Off to Jesse's community, the Taco Crew, and my community, all congregating in the live stream chat. Man, I want you guys to own the chat on August 7th. I think Jesse may be live streaming that as well. So I'm going to bring my best for you guys, and Jason always does as well. We're going to have a good time. We just signed Shayna Baszler versus Shotzi Blackheart for the HOG Women's Championship. And Eddie Kingston will be challenging Charles Mason for the HOG World Title.
What?
Yeah, so we got 2 matches now. It's more to come. We got a great show coming together. So August 7th on YouTube, on the official House of Glory YouTube channel, we will be live with High Intensity. This will be, I don't know where this is going to take us, if we're going to stay with YouTube or if we're going to go somewhere else and stream our shows. But for now, it's on YouTube. So hopefully you guys can join us on August 7th. You guys know what to do there. Hit that thumbs up. Super chats are open. Get them on in. It's the best way to support what we do here. And go check out all the content on the channel. It's going to be a big week coming up. Jason and I will be live on Tuesday with Tuesday Night Titans. And the coach and I have a lot to say on Tuesday's 2 Count. So please make sure you guys tune into that. Being that we're going to go less on the in-ring aspect here and kind of breeze through this because legitimately nothing mattered, I want to have some fun with Jesse here on this particular topic. Did you hear about, I'm sure you did. I mean, you'd have to be living in a fucking cave if you didn't hear this story. The busted open WWE radio story.
My kids called me a hermit.
Okay, well, maybe you didn't hear
it. Maybe I did not hear it.
Maybe he's like the fucking ogre in the Odyssey. He's just living in his fucking cave with his sheep. Great movie, by the way. Fucking incredible movie. Went to go see it last night. Did you hear about the busted open WWE radio story?
Hermit.
Busted Open Radio and their Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 channel is now WWE Radio. And Busted Open is now a part of WWE Radio, and they are going to be integrated into the WWE ecosystem. And they got a lot of flack on social media because of this announcement. WWE Radio is moving all of their Fanatics podcast, or WWE is moving all their Fanatics podcasts to WWE Radio, meaning Stephanie McMahon, The Undertaker, Logan Paul, and Cody Rhodes. All their podcasts that we know, they're moving over there audio-wise on Sirius XM. It's now branded WWE Radio. Busted Open is going to be part of that. They got 3 different shows. I think they got Sam Roberts. They got Cheap Heat with Peter Rosenberg. And then they got Dave LaGreca, that is, Busted Open Radio. They'll have 3 days a week over there. And then Bully Ray's got his Busted Open After Dark after NXT on Tuesday. So everybody's coming down on Dave, saying that he sold out. Everyone's asking, is this going to be the end of other wrestling discussion? I mean, they're not going to be able to talk about AEW because, I mean, guys, just open up your fucking eyes and use your brain. It's WWE Radio. They're not going to be talking about AEW. They're not going to be able to. So TNA, a little bit of TNA, some AAA, anything affiliated with WWE will probably get past them and probably be allowed. But AEW talk, gone. Thunder Rosa, no longer with Busted Open because she's with AEW and she can't be on Busted Open now because she's on WWE. Oh, she would theoretically be on Busted Open Radio. She just announced her resignation from Busted Open. So what do you make of WWE? Because I think the whole topic in the community was WWE kind of buying up another piece of real estate here with SiriusXM, and Busted Open is now a part of that. They're not going to be able to really be for all pro wrestling. It's just going to be kind of WWE now.
All right. So, all right. Do you want my opinion, or you just want me to just?
No, I want your opinion. I want you to tell me how you feel about WWE potentially buying the narrative and, you know, kind of eating up their criticisms.
So look, man, I'm happy for Busted Open. I think this is a fantastic move for them. I think this is fantastic news. If you called me at home and tomorrow and said, "Hey, guess what? My show got picked up by WWE. I'm now on the WWE fucking, network and all that other shit, and I'm, getting paid through them," bro, I would be so fucking happy for you. I would be so happy from where you started to now being straight up affiliated with WWE. I would be so proud and be so happy for you. I don't see a reason to be angry because one podcast got picked up by bro. There's 40,000 other wrestling podcasts out there for people to turn to get their opinions from. Now granted, that being said, it does kind of taint their opinions when it comes to. It really does.
That's what people are afraid of.
Don't be afraid. That's fact. They can't sit there and be 100% honest when they are literally getting paid by them. But that's on them. That's their problem to deal with. If their fans, want to turn their back on them and not support them anymore, that'd be horrible. But that's their problem to deal with. Me as a consumer of pro wrestling podcasts and things like that, I'm not angry or upset with them. I would be happy for them to get that kind of promotion, to get that kind of exposure, to get picked up like that. That's great for them. And if it's successful, great. But for me personally, I'm just not going to tune into that show when I know it's biased towards the company that pays them, but that's the fallout from their decision. It comes with it, if you turn out your whole business, your whole platform, everything, say you go public, you're on Wall Street now, you went fucking public, you're rich, but guess what? Now your opinion can be corporately influenced. So now, I got to keep that in mind if I even decide to keep watching. There's pros and cons to it. The con is your credibility in the IWC. But the pros is you just got picked up by WWE, man. That's fantastic. That's actually really good news.
A lot of people shit on Dave. I said I made a video about this. I'm a Dave LaGreca guy. I admire what he's built. I am a little disheartened because I do think that in the end, it's not Dave I don't trust. It's WWE I don't trust, even though Dave has publicly stated on social media and on the radio show that nothing's going to change and he's going to continue to be Dave LaGreca and the rants are going to be there and the criticisms are going to be there. Sure, maybe for a month or two, 3 months from now, but 6 months from now, a year from now, you don't think WWE is going to purchase something or buy real estate on SiriusXM and dig their claws into that station and then want to control the narrative and then say what can't be said and can be said? That's a genuine fear of everybody. Just look at the way the current product is and how we're gaslighted, not only by WWE, but also by Tony Khan and AEW. So if people are afraid, they have every right to be afraid because this is what we've been told is the way now in the wrestling space. And this is how WWE operates. They say they're not on social media. We don't listen to social media, yet you want to be on SiriusXM and you want to buy up one of the more credible places like Busted Open and just kind of move on into their real estate. Fine. Dave's been with Busted Open for almost 25 years. He's been there for over 20 years. So he's an employee of SiriusXM. This is a SiriusXM decision. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people are upset at Dave, but I think even though you can be disheartened and afraid and kind of, fuck this, I'm out, give Dave a chance. That's all. That's the way I see it. So he's an employee of SiriusXM. He didn't make this decision. SiriusXM made this decision. You can sit there and I can sit there and be upset with it, and you have every right to be because the way we see WWE trending, we're clearly going to think Dave is going to now kind of get sucked into that vacuum, and I agree. But he's He's sitting there doing his own thing. Let him show up on Monday. But a lot of people are like, Dave, you're not covering AEW anymore. From what I understand, they weren't even covering AEW to begin with a lot. The last couple of weeks, the last few weeks, months, they weren't even doing a lot of AEW discussion. So if you are wanting AEW talk, clearly you weren't getting it from Busted Open. So I don't even think you were listening to the radio station to begin with. Why would you consume Busted Open for AEW talk when they're 98% primarily WWE talk? It's what I don't understand.
It's not. I mean, it sounds like a lot of fake rage. I mean, people just like to be upset. I mean, look, they are going to gain so many more listeners. And I don't think it means that they don't give a shit about the ones they're going to lose. But at the end of the day, down the road, when this all gets settled, they're going to have more listeners than they lost. All right. And it does suck that they can't be diverse and cover everything in the way they want. I get that part. But you know what? When you work for McDonald's, you can't go around talking about Burger King anymore. Okay. I mean, you now work for a specific company. You can't go talking about the competition anymore. It comes with the territory of being bought up and bought out. But at the end of the day, they won, man. At the end of the day, that means that our voices are being heard. That means that WWE has been listening to Busted Open this whole time. They know what they've been talking about. They know what they've been doing. And guess what? They're not only listening to Busted Open. They have their ears to the fucking podcast ground. They are listening to all of us on some form or another. I don't think Triple H is sitting there in his office, him listening to podcasts, but there are representatives in WWE who probably have a whole fucking department dedicated to listening to different major fucking podcasts to see what they're talking about and shit like that. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
You weren't consumed. Yeah, go ahead, Jesse.
At the end of the day, I understand why people are not happy, especially the loyal, dedicated listeners, people who tune in every day and the paid subscriptions and all that shit. They have the right to be angry. If you're a paid subscriber to them, you have the right to be upset. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's what's best for them. It's you know, if you really enjoy them and enjoy seeing them grow and you like them, you would be happy for them.
Yeah. I think what you said was pretty spot on.
It's good news.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, it's good. We'll see if it turns into good news. Right now, I think people are a little bit skeptical, which I have every right to be, for the reasons that we just explained. But you're not consuming AEW through Busted Open. You're not. So all like Jesse said, it's all fake outrage. You weren't listening to Busted Open for AEW content. You got plenty of AEW fucking paid podcasts known as Fightful and the Wrestling Observer. You don't need Busted Open. Plus, you got us who are here every single week covering AEW. So if you want AEW and you want the truth about what you're watching, and you don't want to be fucking living in an echo chamber and nothing but flowers and sunshine and positivity, this is the place to come. We got 2,300 people in here, so thank you guys for that. Yep. And also, I have to say this because this seems to be a misconception through many different outlets and avenues. You do realize that AEW content is bottom of the barrel content. Nobody's watching content to watch AEW content. And that's 100% factual information. Everybody's views have died off in 2025 and 2026, and I'm including Busted Open in that, because when everybody covers AEW, when anybody talks about AEW, tweets about AEW, the retention and the engagement is at an all-time low. And I'm not just including us in that. Our numbers are not down because we are bad at our job. Our numbers are down because the product is not where it needs to be. Fact. Jesse's been with me for 7 years. Some of these pay-per-view reviews back in the day when Tony was going up against Vince were nearing the 60, 70, sometimes 80,000 after a 48-hour cycle on YouTube. I doubt this pay-per-view does 30. Not us. Busted Open sees a decrease or a decrease when they talk AEW. Solomonster sees a decrease when he talks AEW. Everyone sees a decrease when they talk AEW. So it's not us. So even if you wanted them to talk about AEW, their engagement is less when they talk about AEW. So why wouldn't they talk about WWE, which is going to get them more engagement? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm a very analytical guy, man. I run a business for a fucking full-time living here on YouTube. This is a business. I see the numbers day by day, week by week. And the lowest numbers that we've been doing is AEW. The numbers show it. If the product was up, the numbers would be up. Let's get into this review. Start things off with the ladder match. This ladder match was for a number one contendership for the AEW International Championship. This one included Speedball Mike Bailey, Jungle Jack Perry, Commander, the Beast Mortos, and El Clone. Am I missing anybody? Was anybody else in this match that I missed? Was there 5?
El Clone was in it.
El Clone was in the match, yeah.
Wow.
I also thought I saw a static image signifying that Hologram would be coming back.
Oh God.
Did you see that?
I saw some fuzz in the.
Yeah, that's Hologram.
I thought that was a production error.
No, that's Hologram coming back. You know, I think he'll be ready to come back soon. So we got this ladder match. Who am I missing? Nick Wayne. How am I missing Nick Wayne, bro?
I was wondering if you said Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne was in there. He was the one I was missing.
Okay.
If there's anybody to look for in this match that's going to be a player, hopefully if they play their cards right, it's Nick Wayne, man. He looks good. He looks good being back.
He's bulking up a little bit.
Yep.
He's getting there. I hope they're bringing him along nicely, man. I would love to see him on TV more, but I'm not gonna lie. Just because he's not on TV and if he's getting reps in ROH and he's doing his thing, I'm actually okay with that. It's like the NXT version, but he's getting reps in. He's working on things, and they'll bring him back when he's ready. He's very young. He's very fucking young. So I do think Nick Wayne has a very bright future in pro wrestling.
Yeah, he looked good. I agree with Jesse. He's bulked up a little bit. Continue to bulk up, and then 3, 4, 5 years from now, he'll be a top guy, hopefully. Yep. And he'll look the part too.
Yeah.
This was for the international title #1 contender. Speedball got the win here in about 20 minutes and 2 seconds is what cagematch.net. I'm going to be going over match times here because some of these were fucking ridiculous and could have been cut down significantly. 20 minutes here. Speedball wins. He's now the #1 contender and gets to challenge Kyle Fletcher for the international championship. And we got an announcement that match will be taking place at Grandslam Mexico on August 5th. So first of all, their Continental Classic match was one of the best matches all year in AEW last year. That took place on Dynamite. And I don't mind seeing it again. The only problem here is here, Jesse. This theoretically should have been for the TNT title because Kyle Fletcher has a lot of different things going on with that international title. He's possibly developing tensions with Kevin Knight, who's in the Don Callis family. He's developing tensions with Okada, who's in the Don Callis family. We know he's got problems with Takeshita, who he beat for the championship at Beach Break. We didn't need to find another opponent for Kyle Fletcher because Kyle Fletcher has a handful of opponents. This, honestly, in my opinion, should have been for the TNT championship because if you're not going to do Darby and Kevin Knight at All In, Speedball and Kevin Knight at All In probably would have made the most sense outside Darby. I would have been building towards Speedball and Kevin Knight for the TNT title at Wembley Stadium. Here, we're just doing Bailey and Kyle Fletcher. What'd you think about the decision here to put the international title on, maybe not the TNT title on the line?
Bruh, Kevin Knight versus Speedball at All In, I mean, just writes itself. You have blood.
No, but JD, Jesse hate the show, man. I mean, please tell me when I'm wrong, please.
You sometimes things are just laying right there in your lap. You wanna spotlight Kevin Knight. You wanna turn him heel. You wanna move him up a few notches. Great. What about his tag partner? That should be his first fucking feud. This is easy.
After they gave us the Darby and Kevin Knight match legitimately on Wednesday for the title, which was also a mistake because if you wanted to do Darby and Kevin Knight at All In, why did that first match need to be for the title? I don't get it. Why didn't you just do a non-title match, play out an angle, and then do the title match at Wembley if that's the way you wanted to go?
Fly by the seat of your pants booking.
I don't understand it. If you saw a ladder match, you saw legitimately nothing new here. The only thing I can really pinpoint is there was a spot on the stage and Speedball was climbing the ladder and they had the camera fixated on Speedball for what felt like at least 20 seconds as he tried to carefully climb to the tippy top of the ladder like it was Jeff Hardy. Bro, they didn't show it. Thankfully, they didn't show it, but can we please stop the grouping up of everybody underneath someone about to do a high-risk spot and everybody's just looking up at him, just waiting for him to jump? Can we stop that spot in pro wrestling? There is no sloppier spot in pro wrestling than that one. I fucking hate it. It looks ridiculous. But thankfully, they didn't show it. And we all knew exactly what was happening, even though it wasn't shown on screen. But he jumped off the ladder. He jumped onto everybody, moonsaulting onto everybody. There was a big table spot where everybody went through tables. Commander did a spot that looked great. He walked all the top rope and did a big splash through the table on the Beast Mortos. Fine. It was athletic. It was a car crash. That's what these ladder matches are. But ladder matches have found themselves in the discussion of, like, being overdone. You know, we need to stop seeing them and kind of give them a rest, because how creative can you be in a ladder match where we've seen everything possibly done in a ladder match? Nothing ever is never ever new anymore. So we got this match. Yeah, Jesse.
They're coming up. They come up with some new stuff in ladder matches. Unfortunately, when they do, they're normally extremely high risk spots where people definitely get hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a natural progression. You know, I mean, it's either stay the course, stay stagnant, or try to one up someone or yourself or a different match and run the risk of serious fucking injury. It's something, them jumping off of something, landing on a ladder, and that shit's gonna fucking hurt.
So Speedball won the contract for the title. He gets an international title shot at Grandslam Mexico in Rio, Mexico. He'll be going one-on-one with Kyle Fletcher, who at that point I'm assuming will still be the international champion. Don't know why we didn't do Kevin Knight and the TNT title shot on the line, but not my fucking show. What do I know? We got a tag team match here. The Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Dean. Well, not Dean Ambrose. Could be Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose. I'm thinking Shield. I'm thinking fucking Roman and fucking Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Jon Moxley. This one had somewhat of a story. We'll pick it up at the end where the story actually took place. So all four guys were down here. They were kind of slow to get up. Nick stood up. He had lost his balance. He couldn't stand. So why he couldn't stand, you ask? Ospreay hit a hidden blade to try and break up a pinfall. So he stands up. He loses his balance. Referee backs Ospreay away from Nick Jackson. Nick hit Ospreay with a forearm. Ospreay fired back with some shots. And Moxley is celebrating here at ringside. He's yelling at Ospreay. And Ospreay, he wanted Ospreay to stay on the attack. He wanted him to just continue the attack on the Young Bucks. So the referee pulled Ospreay back. He went to go check on Nick again. Moxley is now yelling even more. Ospreay stopped because he had some compassion here. Matt Jackson comes in. He covers Nick from Will Ospreay because he doesn't want any further damage to his brother. Moxley gets in, and he threw Matt out of the ring. Moxley then gave Nick a running curb stomp. Ospreay looked away because he couldn't look at what Jon Moxley was about to do. Moxley goes to cover. He gets a near fall. So Moxley then applied a bulldog choke. Marina Shafir is instructing Moxley at ringside to just choke him out. Matt kicked Mox, and Marina gets caught in the crossfire as well. She's inadvertently kicked. So back in the ring. Nick rolled up Moxley for a near fall. Mox gave Nick 2 paradigm shifts and a death rider. So that should have been it. Moxley brought in a chair and knocked the referee down. He went to go hit Nick. Ospreay took the chair away from Moxley emphatically. Matt super kicked the chair into Ospreay's face. The Bucks then take turns hitting Moxley in the head, and then they eventually hit their finish, leading to the Bucks pinning Moxley, surprisingly. 1, 2, 3, and the Bucks beat Moxley and Ospreay. They needed to win here because I think we all knew where the tag team title situation was going. It would have been very weird for the Bucks to lose if they were going to be set up for Edge and Christian at Wembley Stadium. So they needed a win just to kind of get that match set, which we'll talk about in a second, a little bit later. But the whole story here, Jesse, is Moxley was yelling at Ospreay to do whatever it is he needs to do, whatever is necessary. Take that kill shot is basically what he's been kind of instilling in Ospreay, and he didn't do it. So he failed the teachings or the lessons of Jon Moxley here, which eventually led to them losing the match because Ospreay wouldn't follow orders here. So that's the story here, and the Young Bucks ended up getting the victory.
This was another match of fantastic storytelling.
This was good.
You know, this is good storytelling. We're gonna sit here and complain when there's no story or not enough story. I want to make sure I point out when they do something very, very right with the storytelling. And this was done very well with the storytelling. From the beginning to the end, it told the story of, the headbutting and everything else, and then laying into it, and let's get him, attack, go in for the kill. That's not me. These are my friends. Motherfucker, there are no friends when that bell ring. That's what I'm trying to take. And bro, it just the layers to it. Moxley is not wrong in what he's trying to teach, and it's not even unethical. This is what we do. We're fucking gladiators, bro. We fight. We don't fucking sit and hold hands and rub your head when you bump you bump your fucking head. Fuck you. Go power drive him. Moxley's 100% right, but Ospreay is not wrong. This can be a friendly competition, but these are still my friends. I'm not trying to take advantage of them. Nobody is necessarily in the wrong here. This is great fucking storytelling, man. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about that more matches need from AEW.
Yeah, if 4 or 5 other matches or feuds were going along this route and having that same kind of story, I don't think we would be complaining about this show tonight.
Yeah.
So this was good stuff. The only part of this match I didn't like, the overabundance of false finishes, typical Bucks match, the overabundance of no selling. There was a spot in this match where I think it was Will Ospreay hit a perfect 450 on Nick Jackson, and he got up and no-sold the whole fucking thing just to go and do super kicks. Like, why are we doing spots like that if you're going to just get up from a perfectly executed 450? I'm watching this, I'm like, what the fuck? No-sold it.
Yep.
Gotta cut it down. Story was on point here. Probably as far as matches tonight, as far as story, this was legitimately the only thing and the only guys on this show, Moxley, Ospreay, Bucks, Omega, who had any story whatsoever. So they really need to ramp up that story going to All In, man. We can't just be booking All In with just random fucking matches. We need something of substance here. Hopefully this is going to be the catalyst for that. Yep. Kyle Fletcher versus Bandido for the AEW International Championship. This match went 26 minutes and 14 seconds. Why? The story here, 0, non-existent.
Didn't give a shit.
The story in this, Jesse, was Bandido, who lost, by the way, to Jon Moxley Forbidden Door after just out of nowhere, out of the blue, challenging for the Continental title. Lost. He does the same thing to Kyle Fletcher, and he puts a wanted poster into Kyle Fletcher's chest, which upset Kyle Fletcher. And then Kyle Fletcher got mad because Bandido all of a sudden now targeted him for the International Championship, which is what brings us to this match, bro. 26 minutes and 14 seconds.
It's too long. Way too long for on a card where you have 10 matches. It's too long.
And people complained that I complained about pro wrestling. Bro, you got no story coming into this. This match needed 15 minutes tops. Why does Kyle Fletcher have to go out there and consume all these minutes for a pro wrestling match? Do we not know Kyle Fletcher's a great pro wrestler? Who's guiding them? Who is the producer here? Who's the agent? Who lets them go out there for 26 minutes unnecessary to deliver this match? What does it mean? I had one guy tell me, oh, it makes the international title look good. Does it? I don't think it makes the international title look good. This has been done with all the other titles before Kyle Fletcher won the international championship. This is not a Kyle Fletcher international title thing. This is, they don't know how to manage their time thing. This needed 15 minutes tops. Completely unnecessary.
No.
And I love Bandido.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, you love Bandido. I don't think he's bad. I just think he's cookie cutter like the other mass luchadors. I don't think there's anything wrong with him at all. If you're gonna give us a 30-minute match at a pay-per-view, there used to be like 4 matches on the card total.
Or maybe save that for the main event. What did the main event go? I don't even have that here. Cage Match hasn't even updated it.
I don't even know.
They went at least 20. I know that. But 26 minutes? I don't even think they went 26 minutes. Did they go 26 minutes? Couldn't have gone.
And I don't think so. I don't think so.
I got to look it up. Yeah, this didn't need to go 26 minutes. This is just a waste. This is, you know what this is, chat? This is AEW realizing that there's no fucking story here, so they overcompensate by going 26 minutes, and then everybody's like, oh, but it's a great match. But there's no fucking story. There's no story. So you can't hide the fact that there's no story in a 26-minute match because it just looks ridiculous. It looks absolutely ridiculous. And Kyle Fletcher is so much better than that. The main event went 25 minutes. That is legitimately the only match on this show that should have eclipsed 20 minutes. Legitimately the only match.
And at least they had plenty of story involved in it to, justify it going 25 minutes. They're telling their story. If you have a 27-minute match with no story, what the fuck are we doing here?
This match hit the airwaves. The bell rang at 8:55. Or what was it? 7:55. This legitimately took, the first two matches took the majority of the first hour. Why? On a show that you moved up to 7 o'clock? At that point, it's doom and gloom from that point on. I'm like, oh, we're going to be here till 12 o'clock. Again, can't do that, man. 26 minutes and 14 seconds, completely unnecessary. Fletcher doesn't need to go out there and show us how great of a pro wrestler he is. We know he is. Keep it to a minimum. Speaking of which, we go from 26 minutes and 14 seconds, and that match cutting maybe 10 minutes from it, and it would have been even better, to a match, Jesse, that probably should have never even happened on this show. The Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors against Jay White and Juice Robinson in a double chain tag team match. Why? Because they want to chain up the Dogs. Any thoughts here? Oh my God.
I don't care about the Dogs. I love Jay White, love Juice. Don't care when they're facing the Dogs. It didn't need to be on the show. It just didn't need to be on the show. And as a matter of fact, I would love for Jay White to have something a little bit more important to sink his teeth into somewhere near the main event scene.
Well, I mean, he's lucky he could maybe sniff the main event scene after a fucking Dominator that could have broken his neck tonight. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. That wasn't good at all.
No. Now, you could hear an old woman fart in the wind here in this arena, and this was something that nearly killed the crowd dead. And I don't really understand the concept of it. Was this just like a strap match, but with chains? I wasn't sure what we were watching here. We got, apparently, they have chains, and I'm supposed to believe that all of a sudden, because the shillelagh got brought into play, that was the equalizer here.
Yep.
Two steel chains tied up to four guys, and the shillelagh is the equalizer. Yeah,
that's what'll do it right there. That fucking shillelagh, bro.
Yeah. So this went. How long did this go? Cage match. What are you telling me here? This match went 17 minutes and 35 seconds. 17 minutes that we can't get back. That should have taken place on Collision Saturday.
Yeah, it did need to be.
Ridiculous. The worst feud in all of pro. This is basically MFT's Wyatt 6 from earlier in the year on SmackDown. Level garbage. And poor Jay White, because we love Jay White, and now apparently he's stuck in this fucking dog's vortex, and we don't even have Gabe Kidd back yet. So he's going to come back. He's going to be integrated into this thing. We'll probably have Jay White versus David Finlay at All In. Is anybody going to care there? No. No, they will not. So they needed the win here. The Dogs won, and the Bang Bang Gang will probably get their revenge at Wembley Stadium. Maya World. Maya World had a star-making performance against Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door. She was riding high. She gets a TBS title match here against Hikaru Shida. Why? I don't know. Fuck do I know? What's the story, chat? Anybody want to fill me in? Please do so. We got a new TBS champion here, Jesse. Maya World beats Hikaru Shida in 16 minutes and 37 seconds. And this match should have absolutely been saved for Saturday night, because not only did the crowd find themselves uninterested, this was probably one of the worst matches of the entire show.
This was the worst match of the night.
This was terrible. Yeah. I don't know what made it so terrible, but man, this was fucking as clunky and as choppy as us flying to Chicago on a windy New York day, bro. I mean,
I'll say it. What the fuck, man? I don't care. Maya World had a fantastic match with Mercedes.
Yeah.
Hikaru Shida has not been the same for quite some time at this point.
Did you hear Tony Schiavone say, I don't even know why Hikaru Shida turned bad? If the announcers are, yes, he did.
Oh,
yes, he did. I don't even know why Hikaru Shida is bad. So if the announcers don't know, how are we supposed to care? Tony Schiavone's the worst commentator in all pro wrestling.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
Shida, I don't know what happened to the Shida that we got when the company formed, but this does not look, or mostly look, like the same Hikaru Shida. I don't know what happened.
What seems to be the problem, Jesse? Is she
she's underperforming in the ring?
Did she consume too many mushrooms in the Mario Kingdom?
Nope, I didn't say that. That
what?
was nope.
What? She's playing Mario on Twitch, bro. Super Mario World. What?
I don't know if she stopped working out. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it is having a severe effect on her in ring. Okay. Look, man, I don't want it to be like, oh, well, you know, she's gaining weight, so she's, bro, I don't, if she's a little bit thicker, hey, fantastic, bro. I don't care. But it's affecting your in-ring work. All right. She's not moving as crisp. She is not executing her moves. I don't even know if she's getting reps in. And I don't know what is going on with Shida. All I know is that since she came back, she's been terrible. She has been absolutely terrible. Shida has never been my favorite. She's never been my favorite, but I've never downed her in-ring ability because Shida could work. Not anymore. I don't know. She's not doing it, man. I'm just gonna fucking say it. Look, man, somebody needs to do something. It is not working. I don't know. Did she, bro? Man,
chat's going fucking crazy, man. I'm dying over here. I'm dying. The chat's going fucking crazy, man.
Y'all know I'm not lying, bro. She is. I think she's been in America too long.
Bro,
I think she's been.
Bro, when she goes to shop down the soup aisle, bro, does she like Campbell's chunky soup?
Bro,
or does she? Well, I like a good lentil soup, bro. You like a good lentil?
I don't know what she's eating, but it definitely is not just soup. All right, so she's been hanging out in America too long, man.
Oh my God, man.
You cannot eat the way that we eat here in this country and perform and look the way that you did when you came over here.
The match was terrible. The match was terrible. Okay, the match was terrible. I'm sorry. What business does this have on this show? Legitimately.
Bro,
do you know why Maya World won, Jesse?
She's a better wrestler?
Well, tonight, yes. But today was Maya World's birthday.
Yes, that too. Yeah. She keeps having these life-changing events, and it's benefiting her in the ring, man.
I mean, I guess she can now go into Wembley Stadium with the TBS. Is the TBS Championship now better off on Maya World than it is on Hikaru Shida?
Yes.
Okay. Why did we make her the champion to begin with?
Do not know. Well, I have an idea, but I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Well, Kenny was the champion. He won the championship, so I'll say it. Kenny won the championship, so Shida needed to win the championship. That's the way that worked out.
I did not say Kenny. You said Kenny.
Kenny Omega. Listen, man, go back. It's documented. The last time Kenny Omega was the world champion, who was the women's champion? What am I lying? Hikaru Shida was the world champion.
Look, man, I just want the original Shida that we had back. However it looks, I don't care. I just want the in-ring work to get back the way it used to be. Because it sucks. It's not the same.
No, it's not. It's not. This was terrible. Another match, back-to-back matches that 17 minutes and 35 seconds was the tag team match, and this went 16 minutes and 37 seconds. Tony Khan could have saved us over 30 minutes of television time tonight by eliminating these two matches. Moving on. We got the AEW World Tag Team titles, Cage and Cope against the Death Riders, Claudio and Pac. Now, I don't know why this was, I don't know why this came about. I don't know why this was necessary. There wasn't really a story here outside of them attacking because of the dogs situation, because the Riders and the dogs are in the same boat. They're kind of in the same faction. One's a mercenary group for the Death Riders, whatever the case may be. This went 18 minutes and 36 seconds. And I was about to tweet, but then I deleted it. I said, you know what? I'm not going to put this out there. I said, this is 4 ex-WWE guys having the best match on an overly terrible pay-per-view. It's exactly what this was. You got 3 legends here in Claudio, Cope, and Cage, and then you got fucking the bastard Pac, who is fucking fantastic. No wonder it was a good match. This was easily the best match, Jesse, up until this point on the show.
What did I have? I wasn't big on it, to be honest with you. I feel like he could have been better. Maybe hold it to a higher standard. Like
what did this need, Jesse? Did it need Death Riders bleeding all over the place? What did it need?
Probably more story.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Probably more story. Because, I mean, it just, I didn't have anything from Cage and Cope material-wise, story-wise going into this. Like, I don't think Christian Cage slept with any of their moms.
No.
So what are we doing here?
No.
I mean, if Cage is not banging their moms, why are we wrestling? I don't understand this. It was, you know.
So let's go back and review. The ladder match, no story, right? Young Bucks and Death Riders with Moxley and Osprey, some story. Kyle Fletcher, Bandido, no story. The Dogs and the Bang Bang Gang, I guess you could say there's a story there, but nobody gives a fuck. My World and Shida, no story. And then Cage and Cope versus Claudio and Pac, no story.
Yeah.
We're really hitting a home run here, you know?
Yeah,
gee, I wonder why this pay-per-view sucked.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what also didn't help this match's cause? Like Jesse said, there was no story. It was overly predictable because nobody expected Cage and Cope to lose because everybody has already been trained that the Young Bucks were going after the tag team titles anyway, and they were going to pass that up on the All In card. They were never going to not do that match.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever. At the end of the match, we got the Young Bucks coming on out. And before anything was said or anything was done, they threw up a graphic and the match was already made. Why? Do you want to tell me why? Are we just basing it off based off the fact that we haven't done this match in AEW yet, a dream match? Like, can you at least give me some tension between both teams?
How did they secure a title match at All In somehow?
I guess so.
Like did I miss it?
I don't know. They come on out there, and then immediately the graphic gets the big screen. Here we go. Cage and Cope versus the Young Bucks at All In. Tag team titles.
So say I'm like the Bang Bang Gang. I mean, would I be, within my right to come out and be like, well, I wanted a tag team title shot. We wanted a tag team title shot at All In. Why the fuck are you guys getting it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Why how did you get this? The EVPs.
Well, that's the match. I think everybody kind of assumed that was the match, but they finally made it official for Wembley Stadium. Renee was backstage. She interviewed Will Ospreay. Ospreay said Nick has a history of head trauma, and he didn't want to act on it, which is why he didn't do what Moxley said. Moxley walked in. Ospreay says he's not trying to kill someone or blow their brains out. Moxley didn't want to hear it. Welcome to pro wrestling. The tag match was just another tag match, and they'll win another one. But the match at Wembley is everything. Open your eyes. He told him not to turn his back on anyone. He said he won't watch him come up short. So if you won't pull the trigger, I will. There you go. There's no friends in pro wrestling, bro. Welcome to pro wrestling.
Not wrong, bro. That's how you're in a combat sport, bro. That's how you do it.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Yep.
We go from the tag team title match, which went, what did Cage match say this went? This tag team match with Cope and Christian went 18 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay. And we go from that to Jericho and Tommaso Ciampa. This was a no-holds-barred match. I'm sorry, the Painmaker versus Tommaso Ciampa. So this was a no DQ match. Ciampa came out first, and Jericho came out to Judas Priest, Painkiller. An absolute classic of a heavy metal song. One of my favorite heavy metal songs of all time. Judas Priest, Painkiller. Montreal didn't give a shit about Judas Priest or Painkiller, and it was quite sad that nobody really gave a shit about such great music that Jericho had coming out to. So this was probably the most entertaining match of the entire show, and a lot of that has to do with Tommaso Ciampa because he's fucking great. There was a lot of blood here. There was a lot of violence. This was very reminiscent of a GCW hardcore match. There was broken panes of glass. There was hockey pucks. There was hockey sticks. There was thumbtacks. There was a power drill, trash cans, and a stuffed animal that was apparently the mascot for the Montreal Canadiens, which got beat up here in the match, which got the biggest reaction of the entire night. And I'm not even joking. So Ciampa, he puts on a Boston Bruins jersey, and they clearly booed. So Jericho suplexed Ciampa onto hockey pucks. Jericho rubbed sandpaper against Ciampa's forehead. He came up bleeding. And apparently he pulled out. I missed the best part because he takes the stuffed animal, whatever it is, and he starts beating Jesse. He beats the stuffed animal with a hockey stick, and then he delivers a lung blower to this poor little Project Ciampa, on this poor stuffed animal. Crowd erupted with a holy shit chant, I believe.
So good. You sick fuck.
Oh, you sick fuck. You sick fuck. Yeah. Yeah.
So good, man.
I mean, this is the type of stuff that you got here. This apparently was the biggest spot of the entire show. Everybody fucking came unglued because of this.
That was fucking hilarious. That's my kind of wrestling comedy right there, man.
Well, Ciampa's great. I mean, Ciampa gets the sports entertainment. I mean, this is a segment that Vince would have fucking got. Honestly,
yes, this is great shit, man.
Ciampa gets the sports entertainment aspect of it.
Yes.
So he pulled out. Ciampa pulled out a glove covered in thumbtacks. Jericho put him in the walls of Jericho. He then used a barbed wire baseball bat to break free. Shoved it against Jericho's forehead. Jericho gave Ciampa a Death Valley driver off the ring apron through a barbed wire table at ringside. There was a holy shit chant for that. Jericho set up another move out of the corner, and he put a framed glass mirror on top of two steel chairs, bridged on two steel chairs. Ciampa countered, and Jericho was driven through the mirror with a air raid crash off the top rope. Ringside Doc came to check on Jericho. So he was out there, but apparently Nick Jackson had head trauma in his match and no ringside doctor there. Did anybody pick up on that? I did. No ringside doctor for Nick Jackson's head trauma, but Jericho goes through glass and the referee's out there all concerned. Make it make sense. I don't know. So Ciampa, he drove Jericho through the mirror. Ciampa brought the electric drill into the ring. Fans are chanting, "This is murder." Jericho then spit green mist in Ciampa's eyes to stop the drill. Jericho landed a Judas effect. Jericho then landed a Judas effect with thumbtacks on a glove, leading to a 2 count. He then pushed the drill into Ciampa's head, and the referee immediately called for the bell. We didn't actually physically see Jericho drill the drill into Ciampa's head before we got to that gory moment. The referee stopped the match. That's the way Jericho, the Painmaker wins here, Jesse. Yes.
I was wondering how it ended. Like, did he tap out? Did the ref just stop? I mean, I don't know how it ended.
The referee just stopped it.
Referee just stopped it because they didn't say the match was called due to referee stop. They just said the winner of this match. Like, how? Did he submit? Did he quit? Did he tap? Was it? I mean, I'm curious to know how the match ended.
You know, I have. You know, this was fun. It was entertaining. I'll say that. I'll start off with a positive. It was entertaining. Ciampa is great, and the stuffed animal spot was great. It was very funny. The thing is, did it need 22 minutes? Probably not.
Probably.
Did it warrant being as violent as it was? Probably not. There wasn't a lot of story coming into this. You know, there was an angle and tensions between two guys for whatever reason. We never really got a reason why Ciampa had a problem with Jericho. We all assumed that it was the fact that Ciampa was bald. You know? So what was the reason why they were feuding? And what happens now since Jericho is now victorious here? Who does he go on to next? Third, the Painmaker gimmick is cheesy. It is very cringy. And
Just puts on paint and a hat.
he looks like Alice Cooper. That's all it is. Famous rock musician Alice Cooper. That's all it is. And number 4, you know, I don't really care for this type of shit. We see it every week. We see it almost every pay-per-view. The fact that they did what they did here, it's like, it's not even surprising. Power drills and glass and this and like, bro, if you did it once or twice a year, fine. But the fact that you do this stuff every fucking month, it's like, it just dumbs it down and numbs us. Be like, all right, yeah. All right, oh, well, they brought out a power drill. That's a little bit different. We haven't seen that tool used before. Whatever the case may be. Jericho wins in 22 minutes. And Ciampa's great. What they do next, I don't know. Foley interviewed Divine Dominion backstage. And this was one of the lowest points maybe in pro wrestling all year. Foley says his joints were bothering him, so they said, take a seat. So he gladly takes a seat, says his joints were bothering him, so he took a seat. They then turns asking Foley if he's seen a better team than them that's more athletic and aesthetically appealing and dominating. So Foley pointed out that they hadn't defeated the Brawling Birds before because they mentioned who else is left. So he then mentioned the Brawling Birds, which, again, we all saw coming going into Wembley Stadium, being that both are from London. They then told him, Jesse, to bow down to Divine Dominion, and then he barked, making dog noises and barking noises at both Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. So then he says, this is going nowhere, gentlemen. Back to you at ringside.
Would you bark for Megan Bayne and Lena Cross?
No, I would not.
Really?
I would not, no. Have some dignity, bro.
You seen those women?
Well, Lena Cross is a very beautiful woman.
I mean, but Megan Bayne is not?
I didn't say that. I just said I prefer Lena Cross.
Oh, okay.
I like the Aussie accent a little bit more than Megan Bayne and her New Jersey accent.
Don't remember hearing her talk at all, and I don't care.
Or wherever the fuck she's from. She's dating what's his name? Huh? Come again?
Who's she dating?
Jelly Roll. Janela.
Oh shit!
I gotta give Janela credit, man. He's clean for what do you say? He's clean for about 2 years now. Good for him.
I thought you meant actually Jelly Roll.
No, Jelly Janela, Nutella, whatever the fuck Cornette calls him. He's clean for 2 years, bro. I gotta give him credit. That's a good thing.
Good.
Somebody to be proud.
Oh, that's very good, man.
Yeah.
Good on him, man.
Mick Foley clearly took the AEW paycheck for the AEW paycheck.
I bark all day long.
Come again? What?
I would bark all day long.
All right. Put it away.
Okay.
Mark Davis, Andrade El Idolo, AEW National Championship. This match, according to CageMatch.net, went 16 minutes and 13 seconds. Wow.
There you
go. A suitable time for a title match. Andrade predictably was going to get the win here. I know everybody's big on Mark Davis nowadays because he's a great graps pro wrestler. But his days as national champion are over. Andrade wins, and he's now the new national champion. What he does coming out of this, apparently he wants to take all the belts from the Don Callis family and then go after the AEW World Championship. I mean, he may be on he may be on a journey like Odysseus in fucking the Odyssey. If he's got to go through all the Don Callis family, he will not get to Ithaca, I don't think. You know, Jesse doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No fucking clue.
Got to go watch the Odyssey, bro. Take the wife to go see the Odyssey.
I'll watch that when you watch The Sopranos.
So if I watch The Sopranos on Thursday, you're going to go take the wife to go see the Odyssey on Friday?
You watch the whole series, and yes.
Okay. Well, at that point, it'll be on fucking streaming, so you have no choice but to watch.
Exactly. You're the only Italian to ever exist to never see The Sopranos.
How you know?
Oh my God. Started.
What do you make of Andrade winning the national title here? Right decision?
That's fine. It seems like they got a push in line for him, and it's not his time for the world title. So put some gold on him and let him run with it. He's over and hot right now. For some reason, his fucking phrase is over. I don't understand it or get it, but
how you know?
I'm happy for Andrade. Andrade's been doing this, in case you guys don't know, a very long time. And he's he's cut his bones and he deserves this popularity he's getting right now. So I'm happy for him.
Tranquilo.
Right. So very good wrestler. Very, very good pro wrestler.
Yeah, this match was fine. I mean, it's not going to blow anybody away with this shit here. At this point, we were kind of just over this show, honestly. Andrade, he's had a great year. I'm glad. First of all, I love Andrade. I had high hopes for him coming back to WWE. They clearly failed him. They didn't really tap into anything that he had or possessed. And now he's in AEW. He's killing it. He got a new catchphrase over. He's finally just becoming who he thought he was going to be. And Tony let him ride with it. Good for him, man. He's fucking great. He's fucking great. I don't really like the whole ladies of the night kind of doing the whole picture thing. I think it's kind of played out. It was fun for the first couple of weeks. It's just kind of overdone now. You know, but
it's fine, but I agree. Don't do it every damn match.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So Andrade wins the national title here. I don't know what he does going into Wembley. I would assume that with him in possession of the Dynamite Diamond ring, that we get Andrade at Grandslam Mexico against MJF, so that he gets his ring back. But then again, the question is, what does MJF go and do at Wembley? I don't know. We suspect he will be back soon.
Thought he was hurt.
Oh, well, if he's back soon, he's not hurt. He's just taking a rest. Thekla, AEW Women's World Championship defense here against Willow Nightingale. We talked about this earlier. I don't really want to repeat myself because I would rather get out of here, quite honestly. What did you make of the match here, Jesse? Did you think the match was... Clearly, we didn't like the outcome and the way that they went about things post, but was the match okay in your eyes?
Let me see what I got here. 2.5. I thought they could have done a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I don't want this to be confused with me not liking the match. Okay, I'm gonna expect more from Thekla and Willow than I did from Hikaru Shida and Maya World. If that makes any sense. Okay, I did expect a little bit more from them. That being said, the match was okay. I thought they would have delivered a little bit better of a match, if I'm being honest with you. But the match was fine. It was just mediocre at best.
I didn't care for anything they did here. Do you want to know why? Because coming into it, there was no heat. There was no tension. There was no rivalry. Yeah. Willow won a terrible gauntlet match with 8 women on Beach Break, and then all of a sudden was gifted a championship match, which we discussed, because I don't even think she was injured. I think they took the belt off of her to take the belt off her because they wanted her in this spot.
It definitely could have used more story coming into it, but I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt and just give it bell to bell rating, and they could have done better.
Yeah,
they are better. They could have done better. I feel like this would be a performance they would give on their worst day, and it was just mediocre to me. It was okay. I feel like both of them can go. Both of them can actually fucking go. But in this match, it didn't necessarily come to fruition. So I kind of expected more.
There was a spot here in this match where Skye Blue came out to interfere from the back, and she put Tekla's boot on the rope to stop the referee's count. Bro, this was fucking awful, right? And then the commentary team is, did the referee see it? What the fuck are you talking about? He looked directly at her doing it. And I'm like, bro, I'm legitimately yelling from my couch. I'm like, where's the DQ? Where's the DQ? If you're going to do something like that, can you please be there on time? And the referee, can you at least pretend not to see it? Holy shit. God.
Wow.
That was bad.
That was very bad. That was very bad.
Very bad. Thekla lost the title here. Willow, Mercedes is in the skybox. She's pointing at Willow. That's the match going into Wembley. We got 3 official matches for Wembley right now. Mercedes versus Willow for the AEW Women's Championship. The Bucks versus Cage and Cope for the tag team titles. And then Osprey versus Omega for the AEW Championship. So that is what happened there. We talked about it in the beginning of the show. We did not like that Willow won the championship. And we did not like how they just treated the whole championship. This is our first Women's World Championship. And they went about it in the most unceremonious way, exactly the way they did Statlander. This company has a problem, a major problem. And if the sickos look at this as some sort of celebration, I mean, you got to get with the program. And this is not good. This is not good. Willow deserved better. Thekla deserved better. Thekla should be going into All In.
Yes.
And then the world title. I'm not going to spend too much time on this at all. We talked about this in the beginning. The only thing that mattered was the ending segment with Omega and Osprey and Moxley. This match went 25 minutes, Jesse. What'd you think of the match? Did it make Kevin Knight into a bigger star than he was before this? Or was this just all AEW hyping everybody up on something we already knew?
So this match needs to be, looked at in a few different ways. Did it make Kevin Knight look better? I mean, no. I mean, he was in the main event of the pay-per-view with Kenny Omega. That's always a good thing, obviously. But I'm not leaving this match thinking anything more or less about Kevin Knight due to his performance in this show. So, but now, how was the match? The match was good. It was fine. It was Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. Kenny Omega can have a match with a fucking broom. I think he literally has at some point, so and Kevin Knight can definitely hold his own. So on paper, this match was supposed to be good, and it was good. The story came afterward, and it didn't involve Kevin Knight. So there's always that. The fact that Kevin Knight honestly should not have even been in this match on this pay-per-view was another thing to look at as well. But how was the match? The match was good. The match was good. It's Kenny fucking Omega and a young stud in Kevin Knight. Of course, the match was good. Did it make sense? No. The storyline afterward made sense, but it didn't involve Kevin Knight. So I said there's a few different ways to look at the match. The match was good. The story afterward was good. But Kevin Knight did not need to be in this match, in this pay-per-view. No. I'm not any more impressed with Kevin Knight than I was coming into this. No.
He didn't do anything here that I haven't already seen him do with MJF or Will Ospreay. Or Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
All right, all right, Tony, we get it. Kevin Knight apparently is the future of the company. You think he's going to be one of the pillars of the company. It's going to take more than wrestling in AEW to be the face of the company. What character is he? Who is he? Why should we care? If it's going off based on the reaction with Kevin Knight coming out there in the main event for his entrance, which was fucking crickets, he's got a long way to go before he's even talked about as being an elite level performer. Because to be an elite level performer, you got to have more than just good graps. Seriously.
If you want to continue to shove him down our throats, which is fine. He's a young kid. He's good. You want you to push young talent. It's fine. But you can stop trying to sell us on his in-ring work. We get it. The guy can go. Start developing, like JD just said, start developing his character, his mic work, get us to get invested in him in something besides a headlock and a body slam. All right. We need to get invested in him. Work on other aspects of his overall package. That's what we need.
That's all we got for you, chat. An absolutely worthless, wasted time show. Not even worth the $50 price tag. It wasn't even worth 5 cents, honestly. That's the way we handled this show tonight. We gave you the best we got. There was literally no story coming in, and the only semblance of story here was Osprey and Moxley, and that was it. And then that was in their match, which took place in the first hour, and then they played it off at the end of the show with Osprey and Omega, and Moxley as well. So hopefully they got a good follow-up. They are notoriously terrible at following up a pay-per-view, but I don't know how much worse it could be. This show was not needed, and they need to follow up big time on Dynamite. We'll see what happens, and Jesse and I will be live on Wednesday covering the follow-up on AEW Dynamite. I'm going to leave it up to you, brother. You want to stay? You want to go? I can handle the Super Chats myself if you're going to call it a night.
I appreciate it. I got to get going. The wife is still waiting for me.
There you go.
So thanks, chat. It was fun. It's been good. I saw all of your birthday wishes, from last week's stream. Much, much appreciated. And I will see you guys on Wednesday.
There you go. Thank you, brother, for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Take it easy, man.
All right, man. That's that, guys. Jesse is leaving us. We're going to get into the Super Chats, and I'm going to get on out of here, man. There you go. Look at that. Look at that, man. Oh, man, what a transition that was. Look at that. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell. Notifications. Let's check out all the great content on the channel. There'll be plenty of it. We got a big week coming up. We're going to finish strong in the month of July, which is shaping up to be one of the best Julys ever. I appreciate you and all the support, man, especially with the Busted Open news. We are going to continue to give you the real, honest, upfront analysis you guys want. I take great pride in this, and if we upset a couple of multi-billionaires and some suits and ties over at WWE, I don't give a fuck. We deserve better. We deserve a lot better. Hopefully you guys got something out of this stream. Super Chats, let's get into them. The Wheel will be back on Monday for Raw. Michael Krause, what's up, brother? $2 Super Chat, JDOTS, join the tap room. How you know? Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Yo, boy Pete with a 20. It's now 11:05, and we still got one more match. LOL. So much for the extra early hour taking the show, or making the show end early. Tony never listens. No. Did Tony say anything of note in the post-show media scrum? Or was he asked by Everything's Great about Kevin Knight and how spectacular he was in his in-ring performance tonight? Because it's all about great graphs. Richie V with a 199. This was AEW Fastlane as far as I'm concerned. Yep. AEW Fastlane, right into a fucking brick wall. Effing Raw with 12 months. Finally updated my card. Glad to be back in the membership column. Very lucky to have you here. Appreciate you, Effing Raw. Thank you for being here with us for 12 months. You talked about the show ending near 12 Eastern. So no different than an 8 p.m. show. Caden with a 199. Boring. This show sucks. OmegaCon with 51 months. Well, glad I missed AEW. I forgot this pay-per-view even happened. I was on a date with a fine girl to the Phillies-Yankees game. Had fun. We touched grass. There you go. Good for the Yankees for taking that series with the Phillies, man. Put the Braves 6 games up. Got to get back to that double-digit lead in the NL East. Tony said it ended at 9 p.m. on the West Coast. Well, gotta touch my soul with a $2 Super Chat. JD, I fell asleep twice watching this show. I'm sorry, soul. Unfortunately, I had 3 espressos in my espresso tonic. And I was wide awake. Joey Taylor with $2 Super Chat. Redemption 4 out of 10. Brother, you are being way too generous. This was a 2 out of 10 show. Sim 3111, 7 months. At least we have y'all covering AEW. I bet you Busted Open on WWE Radio. Won't even talk about it tomorrow. State of Pro Wrestling in 2026 sucks. Of course they won't. It's WWE Radio. Come on, guys. We all know that Tony was experimenting with his booking tonight. Much love as always, OTS family. Says best in the world, Matt, with a $5 Super Chat. Experimenting with what? Extra matches that are unnecessary? AJ with a $4.99. What's funny to me is when Dave Meltzer, as a senior citizen, wastes his time and life at a Collision taping. Bro, Dementia Dave is a sickly human being, bro. He's not amongst the living. He's not. He's as biased as they come. AJ, also, remember when the AEW pay-per-views used to be something to look forward to? It's an honor to listen to you both. I just escaped a shooting in Seattle today. Ooh. Well, hopefully you're all right, bro. That's fine. That sounds fucking scary. It sounds scary. Corporal Poon with 11 months in the OTS venue. This show sucks. MJF's got one foot out the door with this booking malpractice. Get ready for YouTube and Twitch. AEW SRS licks sack. Yeah. Best in the world, Matt, with a $5 super chat. If MJF was head of creative, I fully believe the product would be better. Why? Because he can actually tell a story, unlike AEW's creative team. Well, the AEW creative team doesn't tell any stories. They don't tell any stories. The only story we're seeing is from two people who are booking their own story. Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. Enterprise Entertainment with a $2 super chat. It's like TNA of the 2000s. AEW equals elite trash writing. Or elite talent, trash writing. SRS equals Sean Rubb's sack, says Hooligan. Could be. Could be. Dominic with a $5 super chat. Mick Foley, a legend and a Hall of Famer, bowing down and barking in front of Megan May and Alina Cross. This is embarrassing for a 61-year-old. Basically says two things. How shit the product is, and Foley basically went there to take a quick, cheap payday. Phil with a $2 or $5 super chat for Illuminati. So, what does Thekla do for All In? I could see Kairi Sane coming in and wrestling Thekla at All In. I could see it. Bodie McBoatface with a $5 super chat. In kayfabe, imagine going through a 7-man ladder match just to be number one contender when open challengers are literally handed out almost weekly. I mean, you make a lot of sense, Bodie. Nate with a 48 months. I don't want to short Nate. 48 months. The first AEW pay-per-view that bored me to death since All Out 2020. Remember that mess? I love Jay White and Finlay, but that was bad. All I know is, remember the rumors of David Finlay possibly going to WWE to lead a faction known as the Birthright? I think they made the right choice with Lexus King. Rob with a $1.99. Hikaru Shida is dog shit. Shout out to the pod, by the way. Also with a $1.99. Shida needs to lay off the McGriddles. Laughing my ass off, says Rob. You said it, bro. You said it. Don Stoney, shout out to Don Tony, Wrestling Soup, and Spitball Media. And as always, RIP Kevin Castle. Stoney, thank you, brother. Hopefully you are well on this early Monday evening. Run Good Life with a 40 months. Big AEW fan, big WWE fan. Avoid tribalism. Wrestling fans like the plague. This pay-per-view was the biggest waste of time ever. Tony Khan knows it. He just won't admit it. That's what I say. Tony knows it, but he won't admit it. Appreciate the 40 months Run Good Life. Thank you for being here, brother. Brian Peoples with a $1.99. AEW equals all elites. Who knows? All elite. Why? Why is the most important question in any story you're telling? And they don't focus on the why. Step Row, 6522 with a $4.99. Some Chi-Town sometimes I'm on JD's side and then yours, but that's why I watch. JD, how do you watch PLEs with VPN on your big screen? How you know? Well, I don't. I don't. I consume the show via my iPad, and I illegally streamed the pay-per-view tonight. I didn't give them my money. I didn't. There's legitimately no way I'm giving them my money. I illegally streamed the show. And I don't even give a fuck. It wasn't worth anybody's money at all. But I don't watch via VPN on anything. I watch via Netflix. I have a smart TV, Netflix, and I have USA Network. I have cable. So I watch SmackDown via cable on USA Network. Phil with a $9.99. Omega turned on Osprey before Osprey could turn on him. I get they wanted to maybe, and that's a strong maybe, give Osprey some adversity before All In, but we already know the outcome, not necessary. Okay? We already know the outcome. Absolutely. And Dark One, $4.99. You know one word that won't be saying after watching The Sopranos? Boring. And Phil Luminati with a $5 super chat. Cheers to you and Jesse. Before I forget, I messaged you on X for Friday's wheel. I will check that. If that is the case, I will get your stuff out this week. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. I know these shows are very, very difficult to sit through. AEW, not mine. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, man. We got 2,400 people in here, man. That is a solid number for an AEW pay-per-view. Raz coming in with a late $10 super chat. Raz says, what's up, JD? What would be the best main event of Mania or SummerSlam in the future? MJF, Punk, or Cody, or all in a three-way match? Plus, who else would be a priority feud for MJF? Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Those are the top four. MJF is a future WrestleMania main event mainstay if he goes to WWE. And Phil with a $9.99. Funny how we demanded for an earlier time slot pay-per-view. We get it, and we still go 6 hours for a pay-per-view. Is Tony Khan on something to what? I'm glad I didn't give them my money. I'd rather give you my money. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that very much. And Dark One with a $4.99. PS, hope the little fur babies are doing happy and healthy. They are unbelievable. My little Freddy and my little Ivy. I will see you guys, Dark One, thank you. I will see you guys on Monday for Raw, right here on Off the Script.
Shut up, bitches!